Hi, you're welcome to another episode of Answering Critical Relationship Questions, and I'm super excited to be speaking to you today. Yeah, we started talking about how to resolve relationship conflicts, and last week we spoke about crucial conversations, frank talks, resolving issues as they come up in the relationship. I took you to the homes of the couple who got divorced because of where the toothpaste in the home was pressed from, and were able to establish the fact that that happened because there were a lot of pent-up emotions and unresolved issues. And of course, if you don't resolve or express emotions, they will most likely implode in the inside of you. If you didn't listen to that, I want to encourage you strongly to go back and listen to that video. Let's go right into today's video. Are you ready? Yeah. I'm sure you heard that communication is the blood that flows through the vein of every relationship. Yeah? But what you may not have heard is that listening is the plasma of that blood. Yes, because there are 4 components of the blood actually. And number 1 is the plasma, and the 3 other components, which are blood cells and fragments of the blood, with white blood cell, red blood cell, and platelets, right, are the other 3 combinations of the blood. But plasma comprises of 55% rather of the entire blood. While the other 3 I mentioned, the white blood cell, red blood cell, and platelets, accounts for just 45%. So listening is the plasma of that blood, which means that in communication, the most important aspect, especially in relating with your partner, is listening, not speaking. I know that we live in a world where people are either speaking or preparing to speak. Really, and that is what is happening. But we must learn to listen. Not just listen, we must learn to listen emphatically, because there are 5 levels of listening. There is ignoring listening, pretending listening, selective listening, attentive listening, and emphatic listening. Emphatic listening is the highest level of listening, and that is the level of listening that we must embrace. It is the level of listening that puts yourself in the other person's shoes. Try to see things from their frame of reference. Try to understand them before we try to be understood ourselves. That is a listening that wins in relationship, because there's a difference between hearing and listening. A lot of people say, I hear you now, when their partner is talking. I can hear you. I can hear what you're saying. But the fact that you can hear does not mean that you are listening. I tell people that the second most important organ in listening are your eyes. Where your eyes are is where your attention is. So if you are listening and you're looking at somewhere else, you are hearing, you are not listening. Because your eyes are the second most important organ in listening after your ears. So hearing is an evidence that you are not deaf. But listening is hearing with understanding. Hearing is an evidence that you are not deaf. If you are not deaf, you would hear what I said. You would hear what somebody is saying on the street. You will hear what they are saying anywhere. But you need to be actively listening to understand what the other person is saying. And this is what is lacking in a lot of relationships. In fact, research says that an average person cannot listen for more than 15 seconds without interrupting. Wow. When I heard it, I was as shocked as you are. But then I decided to try it out. I tried to experiment it. And in a conversation of 2 other people plus myself, making 3, I decided that I was going to count in the inside of me why one person was talking, to see if the other person would interrupt. And boom, 10 seconds into the conversation, the other person interrupted. And I've tried that not just once, not just 2 times, but multiple times, and I found it to be true. Because people always want to talk, but nobody wants to listen. No wonder listening is one of the greatest needs of human beings. People are looking for people to listen to them. This is why a lot of people cheat in their relationship. I'm not justifying that, but this is why a lot of people, have affairs, because they just want somebody to listen to them, somebody to hear them out, somebody they can vent with. And a lot of partners are not giving that to their partners. And we need to embrace listening. Now look at what Carl Rogers said. Carl Rogers said, I will read this out to you. It says, real communication occurs when we listen with understanding. It means to see the expressed idea and attitude from the other person's point of view, to sense how it feels to him to achieve his frame of reference in regard to the thing he's talking about. That is listening, guys. I want you to transcend the level of pretending listening, where you are pretending like you're listening but you're not, where you are selecting aspects of a conversation that interests you, where you are ignoring why you are being talked to, and of course, even still move a step higher than just paying attention to it, but then putting yourself in the other person's shoes so that you can really understand what they are saying. That way, a lot of conflicts will be resolved. Hope you got value from this. Next week, I'm going to be talking about something important. Gather your family and friends here and let's do this together. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my video. Have a wonderful time. Cheers.